When the credits rolled on Alien Earth Episode 8, The Real Monsters, fans were left in shock, excitement, and with 100 questions racing through their minds. Wendy's rise to power, the downfall of Boy Cavalier, the hybrids taking control of Neverland, and Yutani's reinforcements closing in. Every detail of the finale screamed that this story is far from over. But the question that lingers is just as important as the events themselves. Will there actually be a Season 2? At the time of the finale's release on September 23, 2025, Hulu and Disney hadn't confirmed a renewal, and that uncertainty has created an intense wave of speculation. Viewers know that Episode 8 didn't tie things up with a neat bow. It left cliffhangers and unresolved arcs everywhere. That alone makes it clear that Alien Earth was built to continue. Let's start with what we know. Alien Earth has been one of the most critically acclaimed new series of the year, with a stunning 95% Rotten Tomatoes score. Critics and fans alike have called it a sci-fi masterpiece, praising not only the horror and suspense, but also Noah Hawley's ability to weave in deeper themes about identity, control, and power. The finale proves this point perfectly. Wendy doesn't just seize control of Neverland from Boy Cavalier, she becomes something entirely new, someone both terrifying and compelling to watch. Her last moments in Episode 8 are filled with power, but also an identity crisis. Is she still Marcy? Is she Wendy? Or has she evolved into something beyond human? The fact that the finale leaves that question open tells us exactly why another season is necessary. Now, even though the renewal isn't official yet, Noah Hawley himself has already been open about his long-term vision for the show. Right after the finale dropped, Hawley spoke about his plans for Season 2 in an interview with Screen Rant. He explained that FX is carefully studying viewership numbers and audience appetite, but he made it clear that he's been preparing creatively for where to take the story next. His exact words were, "I don't want the show to be off the air any longer than it absolutely has to be. There's some urgency there to get us going as quickly as possible. But ultimately, this is a Disney decision." That statement alone shows two important things. First, Hawley isn't done with Alien Earth. And second, fans shouldn't panic about the delay in renewal. It's not unusual for a big show to wait for the official green light, even when its creative team is ready to move forward. This isn't the first time Hawley has been open about his ambitions either. Back in July 2025, before the show even premiered, he described Season 1 as the proof of concept. In his words, if Season 1 worked commercially, then Season 2 would be about building the foundation for a multi-season model that could stretch to Season 3, 4, or even 5. And when you look at Hawley's past work, it all lines up. He's already proven himself capable of delivering long-running, critically praised series with Fargo and Legion. Both shows started strong and evolved into deeper, more complex stories over time. So if he's saying he has a destination in mind for Alien Earth, that means this story was never designed to stop with Season 1. But let's not forget the bigger corporate picture. FX Network's chairman John Landgraf actually spoke about this last year, confirming that the network was pretty bullish on Alien Earth. He even revealed that they had asked Hawley to focus on writing at least 2 seasons, assuming the show became a returning series. Pair that with the fact that Disney and Hulu are both deeply invested in the Alien franchise, and the odds of renewal start to look very good. The only thing slowing down an official announcement may be timing, especially since Disney has been juggling some controversy, like the viral backlash over pulling Jimmy Kimmel Live from ABC just days before the finale. That might have shifted the news cycle and delayed the green light announcement. So what does all of this mean for fans who just finished Episode 8 and are desperate for answers? The good news is that Alien Earth Season 2 feels like a no-brainer. Hawley wants it. FX wants it. The critics want it. And most importantly, the finale set it up in a way that practically demands it. Imagine ending the story with Wendy in charge of Neverland. Boy Cavalier stripped of power but still alive. Joe questioning his place among the hybrids, and the eye creature using Arthur's corpse as a puppet. That's not closure. That's the beginning of a new nightmare. Let's talk cast, because one of the most exciting parts of a potential Season 2 is the fact that almost the entire core lineup is expected to return. Sydney Chandler will, of course, be back as Wendy, the hybrid-turned-ruler who now holds the fate of Neverland in her hands. Alex Lawther, who plays Joe, should return as the human outsider still struggling to find his place among the Lost Boys. Samuel Blanken's Boy Cavalier isn't going anywhere either. even if he's in a much weaker position than before. Babu Sisi's Morrow remains alive and scheming, Timothy Oliphant's Kirsch was badly injured but still breathing, and Essie Davis, Dame Sylvia, survived despite Nibs taking her revenge. Arthur, played by David Rysdahl, is technically dead, but with the eyeball monster using his body, he's expected to return in one of the creepiest forms imaginable. Add in Sandra Yee Sensendever as Yutani, Adrian Edmondson as Adam Ines, and the hybrid cast, Lily Newmark as Nibs, Irana James as Curly, Adarsh Gurov as Slightly, and Jonathan Ajayi as Smee, and you've got a strong, familiar lineup ready to continue the fight. The only real losses are Siberian, who died at the hands of the plant-like alien in the finale, and the crew of the Maginot, who didn't make it out alive earlier in the season. As for storylines, Episode 8 provides a very clear roadmap for where Season 2 might begin. Wendy is in power now, but that power is fragile. She has control over Neverland and over Adam Ines, but Yutani's reinforcements are on their way. That means Season 2 is almost guaranteed to open with a confrontation between Wendy's new regime and the corporate forces trying to reclaim the island. The question isn't just whether Wendy can hold her ground, but also what kind of ruler she wants to be. Episode 8 hinted that she might already be losing herself to power, while Joe quietly noticed her intoxication with control. Their relationship, strained but intact, will likely be tested more than ever. And then there's Boy Cavalier. In Episode 8, he's completely disarmed. But fans know that a man who calls himself a genius isn't going to sit back and accept defeat. It's entirely possible he has a hidden contingency plan, maybe even a kill switch for the hybrids, waiting to be unleashed. On top of that, the revelation that Adam Ines is effectively his synth dad opens a whole new layer of psychological storytelling. Season 2 could dive deeper into Boy K's childhood, his manipulations, and how much of his genius is fueled by trauma. The hybrids themselves, Nibs, Curly, Slightly, and Smee, also remain central to the story. Episode 8 proved they aren't just followers. They each have their own motives and grudges. Nibs' confrontation with Dame Sylvia shows that she's more than capable of acting on her own anger. Curly's takedown of Rashidi adds another layer of independence. Slightly's revenge against Morrow cements his role as a wildcard. And Smee, by taking custody of Kirsch, shows that he may be thinking several steps ahead. How these characters align or clash with Wendy in Season 2 will shape the hybrid faction's stability. Finally, the aliens themselves can't be ignored. Episode 8 left multiple species still loose on Neverland. The plant monster, the eyeball creature inside Arthur, and Wendy's own pet xenomorph. These aren't just side threats, they're story drivers. The eye alien in particular is set up for a bigger role, possibly even speaking through Arthur's body in Season 2. That's a chilling possibility, and one of the clearest cliffhangers from the finale. And while a full-scale alien outbreak on Earth doesn't seem likely, since this is a prequel, the struggle to contain, weaponize, or destroy these creatures will remain at the heart of the show. So where does this leave us? Alien Earth Season 1 ends with Wendy holding all the cards, but the game has only just begun. Yutani is coming. Boy K is plotting. The hybrids are restless. The aliens are evolving. And audiences are hungry for more. While Hulu and Disney haven't made it official yet, the combination of critical acclaim, Hawley's clear vision, and the unfinished story makes renewal feel inevitable. Ending the show with Episode 8's cliffhangers would be one of the most unsatisfying conclusions in modern television. The truth is, Alien Earth was designed to continue, and fans will almost certainly get to see what happens next. Until then, the Season 1 finale stands as proof that Noah Hawley has once again created something bold, terrifying, and unforgettable. Episode 8 isn't just an ending, it's a challenge to the audience, daring us to imagine what comes next. And with so many questions left hanging in the air, one thing is clear. The monsters we've seen so far are only the beginning.